Greetings, Kitchen Sink family members. How are you? How are we today? It's a bit cool again today. Our rain season is on full swing. Today, I would like to follow up the conversations that we have been having by having a conversation about understanding the imposter syndrome. This is a word, I must say the truth, growing up, I never heard about, but it's like a buzzword in today's conversations. And so one could ask, what is imposter syndrome? To better understand it, I could ask you, have you ever achieved something, a grade, a promotion, a compliment, and felt like you didn't actually deserve it? Like at any moment, someone will stand up and say, hey, you don't really belong here. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. And what you're experiencing has a name, imposter syndrome. And today, we're going to explore what it is, why it happens, the science behind it, and most importantly, how you can overcome it. I think it's important. So what is imposter syndrome? Imposter syndrome is a psychological pattern where people doubt their accomplishments and fear being exposed as a fraud, even when there's clear evidence they are capable. It's not a mental illness. It's not a diagnosis. It is a common experience that affects students, professionals, creators, anyone striving for something. The moment you begin to strive for something, this kind of phenomenon will hit you. You will begin to ask, your worthiness, whether you're supposed to be doing that, and you begin to question that. So people with imposter syndrome often think, I'm not smart enough. I just got lucky. Maybe the last time I succeeded. And you tell yourself, if people really knew me, they wouldn't think I'm good at this. The reality, the achievements are real. Only their self-perception is distorted. So you begin to ask, where does imposter syndrome come from? Imposter syndrome can show up for several reasons. One, upbringing and early expectations. So growing up with the pressure to be the smart one, the responsible one, or the perfect one can create fear of failing that continues into adulthood. Number two, comparison culture. This is so not fair, for anyone, children and even adults. Social media gives us endless highlight reels. When you only see others' successes but not their struggles, it's easy to feel like you are the only one who doesn't have it together. And yet we all know people spruce up for social media. It's not reality. And if you begin to entertain doubt, questioning yourself, your own capacities because of what you're seeing others achieve, ask yourself again, is what you're looking at real? Has it been rehearsed? Has it been spruced up? Could you not even yourself do better even sometimes? It's very important. And then number three, being the first or only one. First generation students, only woman in a team, the youngest in the room, being different automatically raises self-awareness and pressure. Gives so much pressure. And then high achiever mindset. That's number four. Ironically, the more competent you are, the more likely you'll notice what you don't know, leading to more self-doubt. Remember last time we were talking about enhancing self-belief, and I decided, no, we can't just stop at it because there is self-doubt manifesting as imposter syndrome, where you question your own capacity, you question your own capability. So it's very important. And not any number, but the common types, the different types of imposter syndromes as they manifest. This according to Dr. Valerie Young, who identified 5 major types of imposters. And you can see if there is anyone that you identify with. Number one, obviously, the perfectionist, where success equals 100% flawless. Anything less than 100% is unacceptable. Is that real? Is that practicable? Gives a lot of pressure. So anything less feels like failure. You focus more on small mistakes than the big picture. Number 2, the expert. You feel you must know everything before you start. You hate being asked questions you don't know the answer to. And you, even sometimes conversationally, if you have this expert perception of yourself, whatever another person says, you almost always comment, follow that through with, oh, you see, I knew that. Like what Clarissa has just said, I knew about it. Sometimes there's a place for you not to be an expert. It's healthier. And then the soloist, you think you must do everything alone. Asking for help feels like weakness. You only trust what you do, and so you become a soloist, and you can work alone. Even when you have been assigned a team, you do the work on your own. That's not healthy, kitchen sink family members. And then number 4, the natural genius. You believe you should master things quickly. If learning takes time, you feel embarrassed. Guys, it's not fair. Allow yourself a failure rate. At some point in life, you will fail. And rather learn to do it and to accept it than to feel that as a natural genius, you could never fail. Because failure, to err is human, remember. And it's part of learning to fail. So, very important. And then the final one, the superhuman. You push yourself to excel in every role: student, employee, parent, partner. Anything short of amazing feels like failure. Recognizing your type can help you understand what triggers your feelings and how to challenge them. So the science behind this imposter syndromes, studies show that imposter feelings are surprisingly common. Around 70%, sorry about that. About 70% of people will experience imposter syndrome at least once. It affects high achievers more than average performers. It presents across genders. It's not something common in women or in men. Across gender, though often discussed more among women. Even world-renowned scientists, CEOs, and artists, they report it. Brain-wise, imposter syndrome is tied to overactive fear centers in the brain, like the amygdala, cognitive distortions such as minimizing success or magnifying failures, perfectionism, and identity pressures. It's not lack of skill, it's a misalignment between ability and belief. You just have to align who you are, what you are capable of, and give it a real measurement as opposed to assuming who you are not. Even scripture says, don't think of yourself too highly or too lowly. It's what is needed is a balanced perspective about yourself. And imposter syndrome in real life, it looks like here are some common real signs. You over prepare for tasks because you feel unqualified. You avoid opportunities because you think you are not ready. You attribute your success to luck or timing. You can't just accept that it's you. You did it, you achieved it. And compliments make you uncomfortable. You feel guilty when you succeed, as if you don't deserve it. You're afraid that one mistake will expose you. These patterns keep people from taking risks, speaking up, or celebrating their achievements. So how do you overcome imposter syndrome? You can't eliminate self-doubt entirely. Everyone feels it sometimes, but you can learn to manage it, And here are some of the ways how you can manage it. Separate feelings from facts. Just because you feel unqualified doesn't mean you are unqualified. So write down your actual accomplishments and evidence of your competence. You really have to assure yourself. And sometimes even in small things, like for me, in my kitchen cooking, if you give me something complicated to cook, definitely I'm going to fail. But if you give me to cook my sadza, my everyday vegetable relishes, I will excel and I will give myself a perfect score for that. So that in life, I'm not saying you can do everything, but acknowledge what you can do and give yourself the necessary applause for what you are able to do and do well. Number 2, reframe your thoughts. Instead of I don't know everything yet, try I'm capable of learning what I need to know. I remember very well when my daughter was growing up, one of the things, I'm sorry I didn't ask for permission on this one, but I hope she doesn't mind. She didn't like cooking at all. She just didn't like cooking. And I said to her, girl, growing up, you can't say you don't like cooking. I think you can rephrase it and say, I need grace. I need grace with cooking. I need grace in the kitchen, because you will find that it's such a fundamental primary skill that you will need in life for anyone, any human being, men and women. So please. And she changed, and over the years, that's how she started saying, when someone asks her about her cooking skills, that, you know what, I need grace. I'm sure she still does, but all I'm trying to say is reframe certain ways of thinking and or expressions so that you allow yourself opportunity to learn. Then the other thing, this we will always talk about, the issue of keeping a success journal. Record compliments, achievements, progress, milestones, review it when doubt creeps in. Very important. And then share your feelings. Talk about imposter syndrome and sometimes how you'll be feeling. You'll be surprised how many co-workers, classmates, or mentors feel the same. Number 5, accept that competence is a spectrum. It's a continuum. There's no one place to be at to feel that you have succeeded. So experts aren't people who know everything. They're people who keep learning, and so can you. You can also keep learning. Then practice self-compassion. I've said this before, I'll say it again. Practice self-compassion. You're allowed to make mistakes. Kitchen Sink family members, you are allowed to grow. You are allowed to not to know everything. You are allowed. I do not know everything. I tell people Jesus Christ in the Bible, the Son of God, manifesting the Son of Man, allowed himself a failure rate. This is not theology. This is just plain layperson observation. For how could he choose people like Peter as his main players in the discipleship team? Someone who will say, me, this is tough, I'm going back. Someone who will deny you at the critical time in your journey. How could he pick such a person? How could he entrust posterity on such a person? Judas Iscariot. The Bible says he knew this guy was going to betray me. He still picked on him. Why did he do that? He allowed himself, so that as human beings, we know we are not perfect, even in the choice of the team members that you pick. Allowing himself to be pointed at as if you are the Son of Man, help yourself. And he says, no, I'm not going to help myself. I'll go through with what I'm supposed to go through. Because to fail is human, and you are not the first one to fail, you will not be the last. Then celebrate progress. Here we celebrate effort as well. Don't wait until perfection to celebrate. Success isn't about doing it flawlessly, it's about showing up fully. That's what we celebrate as Kitchen Sink family members. And so imposter syndrome thrives in silence. It gets louder when we believe we're alone, and quieter when we recognize that almost everyone has felt this way. Remember, Kitchen Sink family members, you are not a fraud. You are not an accident. You are someone who worked to be where you are, and you belong there. You qualify, you belong where you are. Let's talk about the book launch. It's coming next week, Thursday. At 6 p.m. We're meeting at Borodo Community Church in the youth hall. Come. Those of you who want to pay in advance, you can pay using my cell number. I'll put it somewhere here. You can also come and pay cash. Those of you who come to my church, if you want to pay on Sunday church, you are most welcome to do that. So please get ready. Book launch is coming Thursday, 27th of November at Borodo Community Church. See you there. Be blessed. See you there. Thank you for the support.